How's my hair?
Good.
Oh.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey everyone. So today we are going to talk about our experience in Israel. This was something that we were looking forward to, going to Israel, going to the Holy Land.
Of course.
But it was so much different than we even expected. So first question is, because we've gotten asked this a lot, did you feel safe in Israel?
I felt safer in Israel than I did in Egypt. I still had a high level of anxiety. I got over it. Once you get there and you kind of get your rhythm, it's not so bad. But folks, this is just different for us. This was a huge leap pretty quickly. And so I wasn't really sure how it was going to feel. I had a little anxiety about it. But at the end of the day, I think I felt pretty safe, yeah.
Yeah. We didn't have to stay in a caravan like we did in Egypt. Each bus was able to go on its own. You were able to choose more than one excursion. So in Egypt, everybody that got off the ship did the same classic Cairo. In Israel, you could choose Jerusalem and Bethlehem, or you could go to Tel Aviv. We chose Jerusalem and Bethlehem because we wanted to visit the Holy Land. But I didn't feel unsafe at all. One point we crossed a border. Now we've been told we crossed into Palestine. We didn't know the difference between Israel and Palestine.
Well, when you're on a bus and you're in the heat of the moment, you're in the middle of the tour, that information was not told to us. We didn't realize we were crossing any borders until after we had put the video out already. We got a lot of flack for that, and we apologize for that, but we didn't realize we weren't told any different. But now we know.
Yeah, we just knew it was a checkpoint. So the bus stopped, armed guards got on, checked us all out, they got off. It took 2 minutes.
And we just thought that, that was a security measure.
Yeah. So that was the only time we ever saw any type of guards, any type of armed anything.
Yeah.
So once we were past that checkpoint, we went into Bethlehem. We were free to walk through Bethlehem. Our guide took us, he said, there's the church, we're gonna walk to the church, and we followed him. And
our guide was kind of crappy. He was not a good guide. He was old. He had been doing it for a long time. He didn't really seem like he wanted to be there. He seemed very tired, like it's, hey, he's about to retire. With that said, he was kind of had a dry sense of humor that we found very hilarious.
Yeah.
So it was very humorous, but he withheld a lot of information just so he could get through it.
We had a love-hate relationship with this tour guide.
Yeah.
Because like Jason said, we got his humor, and he would crack these weird jokes sometimes. We're like, oh, that's actually kind of funny. But then when we wanted to know something or we wanted to stop, he's like, no, we don't have time for that.
Yeah, we didn't really have time to savor the experience the way we had expected to or hoped for. We were rushed a lot there. So many things that were interesting that he did tell us, but so many things that were left unsaid that we wanted to hear. So we want to go back for that reason. We have a lot more questions, and we want the answers, and we're curious to know more. And so we want to go back there and do more of a private tour.
Yeah. So somebody really summed this tour up very well. It's the Cliff Notes version of the Holy Land. So we were able to see Bethlehem. We were able to see Jerusalem. We went into the old city of Jerusalem. We were there an entire day. I mean, because it was like 8 in the morning to about 6, 7 p.m. that night. So it was a whole day.
Yeah.
We got a lot in, but it was just the one day.
Yeah. But it was awesome. Old City was super fantastic. I mean, you can only imagine being in the same grounds and walking in the same areas that Jesus Christ did. It's pretty intense feeling, and very overwhelming at times, very emotional. And, to feel that is pretty incredible. So we want to feel that again, and we want to know more. And so we plan on going back there.
Yeah.
Had some levels of anxiety at certain points, but for the most part, totally felt safe.
Yeah, same here. I would also say this is another place you don't want to just go freestyle on your own. Plus, you're going to get more from a guided tour. My one suggestion is get a tour guide that is the same faith as you. So we're Christians, we had a Jewish tour guide. So I think there was a little level of not the same information. At one point, we were at the Garden of Gethsemane, and he just says, you know, people think that these were the same olive trees that were here at the time of Jesus, but olive trees are only 700 years old. There's no way. But if you want to believe it, go ahead. I mean, things like that.
They were saying that they had to be 2,000 years old or older to be there at the time of Christ.
Yeah.
And olive trees just can't get that old, that they only get to 700, 800 years old. But he said, what does it matter? He says, people come and they believe whatever they believe. Who cares? You know, that kind of stuff. Whatever. What are you going to do? It was interesting nonetheless.
So, all this to be said, do you recommend Israel?
Oh, of course. We're going back.
Definitely recommend it. It was one of the highlights of the trip, going to the Holy Land. So definitely do this kind of trip.
Absolutely. Do yourself a favor and go, because you'll never forget that one. That's one for the books for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. See you next time.
Okay. Bye.